think I catch a lone one, maybe. If I'm not, maybe. I think there's a lone one you have to catch. Man. No, I don't think so.
There's a not very scary balloon in there.
I need to come and eat out of the wall.
Not the suit. I don't like the looks of those pigeons.
That's the worst feeling with these games, when you know you're missing something like really small and you just can't remember, or you don't know what that thing is.
They're everywhere. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. This ought to scare them. Fearless little smug squabs. Ah! Ah! I don't want to mess up my blade.
Yeah, of course not. Man, what the hell am I missing? Wait, can I get him? Can I get him? Maybe I'm missing something.
Not picking that up.
No, that's not what I want, man. Manny.
Who's afraid of a little rusty water?
Can I use it? Oh, you can use it. Is there something in here I'm missing? Wait, can I grab one of these pieces
Since
of
I
bread?
really didn't get to
Oh
celebrate
my
the
god.
festival this year, I think I'm entitled to a little pan de muertos.
Can't believe I missed that. Okay, there we go. Now we got this. The nice thing about these new point and click controls is that I can just mash the mouse button continually and hope that it gets there faster.
The bread of the dead.
That looks a little awkward. There we go. Poor Robert Frost.
Yeah, beat it, you lousy little ledge pickers. You must come with me, young ones, for I am the Grim Reaper. Not picking that up.
I was pressed the wrong hand.
Not picking that up. Agent Calavera and 2 guests. Check these babies out.
Excellent, Manuel. With these, I can breed an entire army of winged messengers. Our revolution can spread now across the land, carried on the shimmering wings of justice, thanks to you. Agent Calavera, you are a friend of the revolution, Agent Calavera. And now, let me be of service to you.
You must go to the town of Rubalcaba, my friend, if you want to find your lost soul.
How do you know where she is?
I don't, but everyone who wants to get to the Ninth Underworld must cross the Sea of Lament, and therefore must go to Rubalcaba to get passage on a ship. As long as you get there before she does, you'll find her. But it may be quite a wait.
I'll wait as long as it takes.
Manuel, are you in love with her?
Love? Love is for the living, Sal. I'm only after her for one reason. She's my ticket out of here. That was some tunnel. I'm all the way to the edge of the petrified forest.
Ah, yes, the forest. One of the most irritating parts of the game, in my opinion.
That line right there, love is for the living. I'm only after her for one reason. She's my ticket out of here. That was the key line that Tony and I would always go back to that kind of identified who that character was. The idea with Manny being a Hispanic Humphrey Bogart, that line evoked Casablanca in many ways, and that was kind of just we worked on that line more longer than we should have, but it was just one of those that we just felt was important to kind of nail and help define Manny.
And you could see Pete's musical treatment of it. He kind of suspended the music and had this little classical guitar melody that had a feeling of being like a pocket in time to further highlight that line.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Glottis, my friend, why are you crying?
Manny? Oh, Manny! They fired me!
Me too, buddy.
You don't understand, Manny. I was created just to do that job. It's the only thing that makes me happy. It's like they reached into my chest and pulled out my heart and threw it into the woods to...
Glottis, what have you done? Oh, Glottis. Wake up, buddy. Wake up, buddy. I wonder how long he can live without a heart. It's too well anchored. It's too well. This signpost seems to be pointing the way to Rubacava.
Commentary.
I always like Glottis because he's just so pure in his. I mean, he's by definition pure in that he's just the spirit of driving, kind of like he's summoned from the land itself, and he has no. Nothing but a desire to drive and go fast, and all his motivations are about like moving at high speed. He almost dies because he's going too slow at some point, and he has to go fast again to come back to life.
Right.
But he also obviously cares about friendship and Manny, and he's a very loyal character.
Ooh, ick. Shoot!
This is me playing with my own worst fears. I was realizing while we're making this game, I just randomly was thinking about how nice it is that spiders can't fly. You know, with spiders are kind of icky, but they're on the wall. You can stay away from them. Don't go in the
My
garage.
sight. I like to keep it next to where my heart used
Get
to be.
fire, whatever. You stay away from spiders. But what if they could fly? What if you had to, instead of like a bee buzzing around you or something, you had to worry about like there's a black widow. Like, wouldn't that be creepy? So we made flying spiders in the game.
Piece of cake. Hi, Chihuahua. Don't think that's gonna work.
Well, it was worth a
I
shot.
guess I could always use a spare. Soup's on. Huh. They don't seem very interested in that bone I put in there. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be.
Somehow, every time I select that scythe, I manage to get him to say that line.
Oh, poor spiders. No more demon heart to eat.
Where did he go? Oh, good. Now we're beside him.
It's still beating.
Heart. Heart is good. Be good to heart. Don't tear out heart. Heart is good. Strong, beating, good heart. Hey, is that my car?
Mr. Lamont, I assure you the missing woman will be found. I will personally track her down myself.
Just like you personally picked her up from the land of the living.
That was my intention, but Agent Calavera somehow got to her first.
We gave you the fastest car, Domino. We gave you all the best clients. You had all the advantages. So how was this Calavera able to sneak in there and eat your lunch?
Oh, now, Hector, you can't get too mad at Domino. That wasn't his fault.
Oh, I can, Don. You should know I can get too mad.
but not a domino. After all, he wasn't in charge of this operation. At least, not until now.
Hector, no!
Marigolds. Funny. For some reason, I was expecting tulips. Well, maybe Mr. Calavera, eh, Domino? Why don't you personally go down to the basement and escort him up here? The sooner he's sprouted and we can get back to business, the better.
Wanna go for a ride?
I thought you'd never ask. Oh! Sorry.
Can't go up here if I remember.
Manny, this is a low-riding street rod, not a 4x4. We don't have the clearance for that kind of road.
We have to get the suspension.
Well, this is the area that Tim and I would make a lot of jokes about because, you know, producer-type person, I need to shorten the game, cut it somehow. So this area, I would, you know, say, hey, we need to cut the beavers. Does that make sense?
He's like, no way, not cutting it.
Oh, well, the whole time we'd fight about it, and it was that one kind of thing where, that was the story I told a little earlier about the ship, you know, and he said, Leslie, a game is like a ship, and the ship is going, and it's going to keep going until it stops. And I was like, that kind of logic is that? It has to finish at some point. So I was like, look, the beaver's got to go, and it'd always be on the list. And he actually drew me a little pictures on a napkin of like the armadillo, the beavers on fire. And he's like, why did you cut me, Leslie? Please don't cut me, Leslie. And he would just poke me.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second.
I think I need the sign. Points me towards the right direction. So, just gotta remember what all these little places are. Okay. This thing. I remember this puzzle really well.
What on a holy Christmas tree farm is this, Glottis? Glottis?
Manny, check out this wheelbarrow, will ya? With a couple of ATV nubby tires on the back and a 2-stroke lawnmower engine, we could make one sweet go-kart. Ooh, careful, Manny! With the harmonic balancer turned off, those pumps might shake that tree apart. Oh, but... Oh! If we shook the tree down, those pumps would dislodge, and I could make high-lift shocks out of them for the bone wagon. Hold on. I'm going to unbalance that wheel with some of these weights. That'll shake her down for sure. Okay, just give me a second to balance these doggies. That should do it.
No.
Still not enough.
And maybe if I move them around a little.
No, you have to get it so I think the shocks are going like both sides at the same time. Okay. There we go.
Hey, while you have that off, let me try moving those weights around some more.
And I think I gotta turn it on when it goes up there.
Okay, just give me a second to balance these doggies. Hey, Manny! What are you doing? Manny, until now we scraped along the ground like rats. But from now on, we soar. Like eagles. Heh. Like eagles on pogo sticks!
What a relief. I was getting concerned that our transportation wasn't ostentatious enough.
Get in, or are you afraid of heights?
God, that took me so long to figure out the first time. That's why I remembered, like, this is exactly how you do this one. That's what I wanted.
Remember in this room, as in several others, Julian, we used a sound ambience that we recorded using a contact microphone on various machines, like Coke machines, and other vibrating devices or machine-like devices that produces a kind of interesting hum. And if you put your ear up against a Coke machine, or I was just on the Golden Gate Bridge last week and I stuck my ear up against one of those, 300, 200 foot pylons, and it's amazing the resonances that are going on in those type of resonant bodies. And we would record things like that and turn them into ambiences for some of the rooms.
I left my tow truck back in my other suit.
You know, this is my third time. This is my third time playing through Grim Fandango. I played through it once when I was a kid, and I got it from my aunt. How do I get out? And then I played through it for the Let's Play, and now third time. Third time's a charm. You know, it's pretty rare that I play through a game 3 times. Trying to think all the games I played through 3 times. Definitely Ocarina of Time. I played through that probably more than 3 times. Oh, well that was easy.
Loteria.
This is like a callback to
StarCraft.
Those brave young men and their jaunty jalopies. You ever seen that movie? Those outrageous young men, their flying machines.
No, that I remember.
There are these 2 crazy movies from the 60s which were all about, it was kind of like the Wacky Races, but a real life version. Magnificent.
Yeah. Flying machines.
And it was like one of those movies, it was kind of like a Wild, Wild, Wild World or whatever. Like
it's a Mad
World,
yeah.
where all these people are chasing some crazy prize, but the cars in it always had things like that. I think that is a direct lift. Like one of the cars would have these hydraulic shocks that lifted up, or just crazy extending
Looks like
things.
some sort of warning sign. They'll tear and build with you a human throne. Their buck-toothed king will sit upon what once was you, but now is gone. This key unlocks the gates of hell. Steady traveler, use it well. Can't pass up an old creepy key.
Yeah, I must have played through StarCraft.
It doesn't look like the gates of hell to me.
Campaign many times as well when I was a kid.
I still remember writing a big justification about tank controls when I was pitching this. People were like, let's make it so the controls are more like Mario, where you push it. No, point and click. I was thinking tank controls I thought were superior to point and click at the time, because when you're pointing and clicking, you're distant from the screen, and the screen is this other thing that you're interacting with at your fingertips.
Right.
But when you're doing tank controls, you feel like you are in the center of the character.
Right.
And the world is rotating, the world's rotating around you. And so when you think, instead of going, I want to go on the left of the screen or I want to go to the right of the screen, you're saying, I want to look at the thing to the left of me and the thing to the right of me.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I don't know if that was necessarily the right decision, but it's a good piece of evidence that you can sometimes make a really good argument for the wrong decision. And that's something to watch out for in life. You know what I mean? Like, you can make a really compelling and, in fact, win an argument.
Oh, yeah.
And be totally wrong.
Winning an argument has nothing to do with being right, that's for sure.
Exactly. It's just being able to make a good case.
That doesn't look like the gates of hell to me. Maybe I'll just keep the lock on until I can assess the situation damn side.
This one was,
How could you ever cut this?
I know, but programmatically, it was buggy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was hard. No one understood, like, how to solve this puzzle for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, look, you gotta pick something. And we hadn't started it yet. And so this is a classic Tim technique. When you want to cut something, he will start putting it in the game.
Yeah.
So that everything gets in. So, yeah, funny.